Okay, guys, this is a weekly property roundup. This is from the 11th of April to the 17th of April, just past this week. We're going to look at the property market, and then we're going to look at the numbers across Fife and see where we stand in terms of numbers of properties actually getting instructed last week versus the number of properties being sold. So let's have a look at that just now. So across the Cooper area, there was 10 properties come to market. There's 16 properties sold. Is there no rest in sight for this booming market? We are running right across Fife out of supply of properties to sell. Now is the time to sell. I've got more to talk about that later on. East Neuk, 2 came to market, 5 sold. St Andrews, 10 came to market, 6 only sold. St Andrews is still lagging behind completely, but we're still experiencing record results in the St Andrews area. So, somebody's suffering. It's certainly not our properties. Leavenmouth, 8's coming to the market, and 14 have actually gone under offer and sold right across through at Fife. Dunfermline, 48 come on and 40 sold. Glenrothes, 11 came on and 21 sold. Almost double the amount of properties that actually came on that week have actually sold. You'd be lucky if there's anything left in Glenrothes to actually buy. And this is the key. This is why the demand is going so high just now. Kirkcaldy, there's 46 came to the market. There's 36 sold. So overall, balancing out overall right through at Fife, but there is areas, pockets of areas and regions that are experiencing unprecedented demand in terms of where we are. I've actually done 2 articles on this exact same thing just now, and I will post them later in the comments because I couldn't put every single link in this post itself, or Facebook doesn't like that. So I will put it in the comments. One of them is about is panic buying. Are people panic buying in the Fife property market? So basically, what it goes into the detail of you would be surprised that there are 82% fewer properties for sale today in Fife than there was a decade ago. So 10 years ago, there was a lot more properties on the market. There was equivalent of 3,000 properties right across Fife on the market 10 years ago, as opposed to only 548 just now. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I actually said there was over 600. Now that's going down to 548. So we're right across Fife. We're running out of houses to sell. Every single agent is running out. Now is the time to buy. There's unprecedented demand from buyers out there. Everybody's getting their ducks in a row. They're lining up. So please make sure you get yourself in a position. The other article I do talk about that is to get yourself in a position. Only 1 in 15 properties are being sold with no chain. In other words, there's nobody involved in that transaction. It's just a single person. They've sold their house and they're buying another house without anything to sell. That is the position you need to make sure you're in, almost, in order to make sure that you get your dream home, because the other article says about the panic buying that if you're not in that position, you'll probably lose out in your dream home, because there is so much restriction in the number of properties on the market just now. So these 2 articles I'll actually post in the comments later on for you to read. Some of the properties we've actually got coming to market. So we've got Main Street in Colmsborough, new property coming on. Rowan Street in St Monans, they're on pre-launch. I've got a funny feeling that's never even going to make it to Rightmove at all. Backdykes Terrace in Falkland, Queen Margaret Street in St Monans. We've also got Lismore Avenue in Kirkcaldy, Denwalk Methil, Scott Road. That's just gone on just now. Scott Road in Glenrothes. That's a stunning property inside. You need to be quick to get that one. That's in the Rimbledon area. 12 Memorial Road in Methil. I was actually having a look at that this morning, a 2-bedroom upper apartment. 33 Main Street and Methil Hill. Again, I was looking at that one. That's a 2-bedroom terraced house. So if you need to be quick if you're wanting to get in there. We will do pre-portal launches. In other words, on Facebook only first. This coming week, you will see these properties live on Facebook. You have a golden opportunity to jump in there before anyone else, before it gets to Rightmove. But you must follow our pages to get notified in advance. As soon as we go live, because you followed our page, then it'll pop up and say Fife Properties is live, and that's your golden opportunity to see the property exactly at the same time as everybody else is seeing it. It's almost like breaking news. That's how it is. It doesn't go to Rightmove until 5 days later, because we're putting everything together. So you need to make sure you'll be in a position to get that if you're looking for these types of properties. Other things I want to talk about as well is the rental upgrades. So we did a show yesterday on rental upgrades for landlords. So if there's any landlords out there, we did the rental upgrades. And basically it was to tell you which improvements make the most difference in the rent you will receive and how long you will keep a tenant, and how much more value you'll add to your property as a result. Therefore, maybe to be able to mortgage at a higher rate, get most of the money back out and go and buy another property. There's a fine balance strike between spending too little and spending too much, and spending where it counts. Now, this show, it's in podcast, it's in written word as well, and it's also as a show online. We did that yesterday, and this link is actually in this post. Okay, so that talks about things like, doing the right paint. It's amazing how paint will make a fundamental difference. Actually, we had quite a fun time with that, actually, because there was some real serious tips in there in order to give you the edge in terms of your rented property. What kitchens you should be looking for and the styles that are in just now that will add value to your property. The flooring you should use as well as a landlord. The bathrooms and how you should do that, whether you should be putting fans in, wet walls or tiles, white bathroom suites, vanity units, all these things. Shower over a bath, is it going to be thermostatic? Is it going to be electric? It's entirely it's all in that information in the show itself. It's on that show and it's on the podcast. It isn't in the article because the article is basically 3 minutes long. The show is actually an hour. And it's in trend. It's a huge amount of information. But it's myself. I've been in this for 30 years, giving advice, and it's James Watson as well. He's a landlord as well, and property management and letting agent. So we've got a good mix of people in that show, and then also gardens. How important gardens are to that. One of the final before we finish off here. Why property investment is one of the best performing asset groups ever. I keep telling people that time and time again, you're absolutely getting nothing in the bank. Property investment is probably one of the best assets ever. I talked about probably in last week's show or the week before, how if you had bought a property, a standard semi-detached house or a terraced house 10 years ago, and you'd moved a tenant into it, you would have actually increased in value in the property of 46%. Basically, the value would increase 46%, and all you'd need to do was have a tenant in it, make sure you look after them, make sure they pay the rent, and upgrade it all the way through, and then you could have sold it and made yourself money straight away. So that's how easy it is to do that. But it takes an experienced person to do this, hence the reason why I say to a lot of people, you should probably pick a good letting agent, hint, hint, a good letting agent to do this for you, somebody that's got a track record, somebody that's got over 30 years experience in doing this. And also I did a walkthrough today of James Watson's new house in Ballingery, and we talked about basically in a homes under the hammer format, how we went round the house in its present form. We talked about where the improvements could be made, how much that's going to cost, how much rental return he would get, what yields he would get, and what passive income he would get out of that as well. So that's on there as well, that link to that show, 8-minute show. So it's easy to watch. It's nice. It's a good show. And we'll be doing more of that for our private investors club that we have online. So again, if you're one of our clients and you're one of our customers, we have a private investors Facebook group now where we will advise you free of charge on what to do and how to do it in order to accelerate your performance, in order to get better yields, in order to get better returns as a result of being a customer of ours. And finally, if you're not sure about the valuation of your property and you don't want to speak to anybody just now, please feel free. There's an instant valuation tool on this post. You can just click on it. It takes 30 seconds, fill your details out. It gives you a ready reckoner about the valuation of your house. It also gives you a ready reckoner of the rental value of your house. And it does three amounts. It does the top amount you would achieve, the middle amount you could achieve, and the below average amount you can achieve. So basically you can judge it on yourself depending on how you see your property itself and in its present form just now. It will give you that. It will give you that valuation for that particular asset class. And that's it, guys. Until next week. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at any point in time and message us direct. We always get messages. It doesn't matter if it's 11 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, 5 o'clock, 3 o'clock during the day, 2 o'clock. We will always respond quicker to a message on Facebook than we are able to on an email, because emails have to then be sent via certain processes and certain servers, whereas messages on Facebook are instant. You know, you can get that straight away. So you can message us straight away, communicate with us straight away about a property, especially if it comes onto the market, and get in there before anyone else. Until next time, guys, I'm Jim Parker for Fife Properties TV, and that concludes the weekly roundup.